up with y'all? What's up? I'm about to do this live reaction to the top 10 most dangerous gangs. It's the channel is the Amazing Top 10. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, he's a good top 10 creator. I like him. He's actually good. He goes in like deeper like descriptions and all than like your normal top 10. I would say. Yeah. Link is in the description if you want to go watch him or subscribe to his channel. Yeah, hear my reaction to this. Here we go. Yeah, I'd say number one. I could say number one is like the
one and all to another most amazing top 10 video. I do hope you're doing well. I'm just doing dandy. Thanks very much for asking. My name is Danny Berg, and I've been looking at some pretty
Mexican Mafia. That's probably Mexican Mafia because they gruesome with that shit. No, MS is dangerous. I know they dangerous.
Most dangerous gangs ever. If you're sitting comfortably, then we're going to kick things off now with our number 10, the Yakuza. The Yakuza are Japan's most notorious
Yakuza, yeah. The Japanese, they have a whole
150 years old and has an iron grip on the territory.
But I guess they take over all of Japan. They control all of Japan, I would say. The Yakuza
as forms of control that earns them $6 billion a year. They're technically not an illegal group.
Yeah, they kind of are politicians. I noticed that.
Is very cautious about driving them underground where they won't be able to monitor or regulate them.
Yeah, you ever seen, what is it, Tokyo Drift, the Yakuza? I think they was the Yakuza too.
Moving on to number 9 now, we have the Mungiki. This is one of Kenya's most brutal gangs. Little is known about them, but what is
how do they dangerous if you know a little bit about them?
Through violence and extortion.
You got a machete on her head?
He kicked her. Because they've also been responsible for killing hundreds of police officers over the years. The gang mainly attracts the young and the poor to its ranks, often those who
gangs, man,
to the tribal clashes.
Really are drugs. The root of all evil, money. Honestly, that's what gangs really run on. Money, drugs,
and those that disobey
respect.
Have their heads cut off.
Money, drugs, respect. That's what gangs run on now.
Happened. Next up at number 8 now, we have
Crips.
The Crips.
Yeah, they are dangerous. They really are.
60s as a form of defense against other gangs in the area, and has since gone on to gain a reputation for two things. Firstly,
the black gangs, they really
drug dealings,
they really don't care. They just shoot acts later.
Rivalry with the Bloods, another LA-based gang. There are a number of
the Yakuza's like more organized. They cut your fingers off. I think they cut your fingers off. That's the rumors I've heard of.
To reflect how young many of the original members were.
Like most
wearing blue clothing, although this practice has died down over the years, as police were actually using that knowledge to easily identify the members.
7, what's this?
And now at number 7, we have got the Aryan Brotherhood. This white supremacist.
The Aryan Blood, yeah. Aren't they like
the desegregation of U.S. prisons during
Aryan
the
Brotherhood?
60s, as prison gangs began to form around.
Are they like pure white? I guess.
Most easily be seen in their entry route.
Pure blood lineage, whatever.
Kill a black or Hispanic inmate, which resulted in the phrase "blood in."
Yeah. 25,000? And they that dangerous? God.
Are often seen.
Yeah. You ever seen what's the show?
Their aims have shifted to include drug.
What's the show? Sons of Anarchy. The Aryan Brotherhood was on there.
Alright, coming in at number 6 now, we have
Crips and Bloods are in between, but I think Bloods are bigger than the Crips. The gang is bigger.
Conducted by the Crips.
I think that's why they're more dangerous.
Several gangs who felt bullied and victimized by the Crips.
I see more Blood than more Crips.
A reference to gang members referring to each other as Blood. Now, despite this new alliance, the Bloods were still outnumbered 3-1 by the Crips and resorted to increasing violence to stake their turn. Eventually, this growing feud led to a bloody battle with both gangs wrestling for control.
I grew up around Crips and Blood, so yeah.
Even described the gang.
Alright, I know about that.
At the height of their power was to create as many funerals as they possibly could.
It was a bad one when they.
Now at number 5, it's the Sinaloa cartel.
What's bad with the Crips and Bloods is that they kill somebody that somebody knew. Crips and Bloods would go to the funeral, but it'd be cool out there. there, but as soon as it's over, they back on.
Other gangs
That's
that eventually
stupid.
came out as the dominant power in the region. They've been a key part of the drug war that's been going on in Mexico over the decades that has killed tens of thousands.
I don't know what country is this from, because I know it's not America, is it?
Clashed on an almost
is it Mexico?
Basis.
Yeah, it's Mexico. All right.
Mexican president declaring war on this cartel in 2006, the body count has barely fallen since then, and some
God, they got them big,
the
big choppers.
Government officials of working with the Sinaloa cartel, most notably when its leader, the notorious El Chapo, escaped
Little
the
shorty.
second
Little shorty.
from Mexico's maximum security prisons. All right, at number 4 now we have the 18th Street Gang. This gang has its
I knew that is up there too, El Salvador.
They get their name from their origins at 18th Street and Union Avenue in LA.
So El Salvador are crazy. I know they are.
Members in up to 20 different
because they're in a country. I think they're having like a civil war, or back then they had a civil war, so they came to America and started what warring over here, or try to protect you, defend each other over here. So they was killing a lot more over here, I guess.
And with their influence continuing to spread across America and beyond, that number is expected to rise. Okay, for our number 3 now, we've got
the Russian mob.
It's estimated that the Russian mafia controls 40% of the country.
That's pretty high. 14%.
Insane. Their origins can be traced back hundreds of years to groups of bandits and thieves. But from
14% of Russia's economy is from the mob.
Amounts of money, drugs, and politicians from all over the world. That last one, their link with corrupt politicians, is what's thought to be responsible for all of their power. They have deep connections with corrupt governments and laws.
Shots fired at Russia.
To the massive financial frauds they conduct at the very top. Their connections with corrupt military has also allowed them to gain access to weapons far out of the reach of ordinary gangs.
I really don't know.
When the former director of the FBI
I'm not even gonna say it. Only Russian names I know is like
greatest threat to U.S. national security. All right, coming in at number 2.
I don't know. Number 2, that was 13.
This gang is often referred to as America's deadliest, and is a fierce rival of the.
I thought they were number 1. They usually like the most dangerous because they're crazy.
As a gang to protect recent Salvadorian immigrants to the city.
I seen a documentary on with Gangland. Oh man.
Process which involves potential recruits having to kill rival gangsters and then submit themselves to a beating from the gang. Now, along with the growing amount of murders this gang has committed, officials can visibly see their growth by the gang's graffiti tags appearing
over the world. Yeah, they big.
The graffiti tag has been seen as far north as Alaska and over and Spain. In Spain. Their main activities include smuggling.
I guess they can move to Spain since they know Spanish.
And have killed any that stand in their way. Even civilians are killed to send a message to the authorities. And finally, at number 1 now, we have.
I never heard of them.
This Mexican gang is considered by the US to be the most
technologically. I guess they have like a militia.
And dangerous cartel operating.
Hierarchy. I guess they have a hierarchy. That's why. But they basically like a militia. I guess if they that technically advanced.
Just smash up the board on the street. They behead and slaughter those who stand.
You still can find. I know you can find.
Doesn't stop.
Beheadings and all that online.
They've been known to break open prisons and free dangerous inmates. They bribe politicians.
I used to watch them. Them shit is gruesome.
From the government and massacre
make you really think. Like if you really cross them, or if you even look at them wrong, I know they gonna hurt you,
where the gang killed 72 immigrants from South America because they refused to work for them. Well, guys, that was 10 of the
if a gang asks you to join,
do you know of any others?
You can't say no because they feel like you dissing them or you like a op or something. They come after you regardless, even if man.
But until then, make sure you're subscribed. Do all that good stuff like eating your vegetables and drinking your milk. My name is Danny Berg, and you've been watching Most Amazing Top 10.
That's the end of the video. Gangs, they really crazy. For Blood or Crip asks you if you black, well, I guess Bloods and Crips, all races now. They ask you, you really can't say no because they'll feel like you disrespecting them. So that's like a hard predicament to be in, for real, honestly. Just be safe, guys. Gangs, I understand the reason for gangs, but the violence that come out of it, I don't think it's worth it, honestly. I understand like the reasons and foundation in gangs and money and all that, but at the killing and violence, it's not a good look. Spend the rest of your life in jail or dead. Well, this was a a.rugga reaction to the top 10 amazing. The amazing top 10. Yeah, subscribe. Link is in the description to the original video. And this was a rugga reaction. And your boy, I'm a god.